Hey, good mid-morning. Good brunch to everybody. As you know, it's hockey season, so those early mornings start off. So what's new? What's next in construction technology and automation? How do we get the trades on and off the job site faster and safer? How does the approach to automation vary between Europe and America, and what's driving it? A behind-the-scenes look with Todd Tober and Russ Wills on location at Tovey. We were in Ohio this past week. Light gauge steel, advanced manufacturing for mid-rise commercial, multifamily, and more. How and why does this traditional on-site builder pivot to off-site manufacturing and real estate development? What did they learn? What are they willing to share? Dispelling the legacy myths of off-site construction. And of course, it wouldn't be a Friday without BS Friday. And the 312. That's right. That's the Chicago area code, people. We were live with Mark Willie and so many others from FIASCon happening in Chicago this whole past week. There is a lot going on. It is trade show season, and we're super pumped about it. I cannot wait to be bringing more and more details and information to all of you out there. So if you're just tuning in this morning, good morning to you. We are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. That's right, and Twitch. So get your tweets on. That's under new ownership, huh? There's a hot topic for you. So that's under new ownership. And we got some big things coming up. I'm going to put this out here now. For those of you that don't know it, we will be at the IWBC at Greenville Construction Conference. That is right. And guess what? Dave Cooper got you $100 off. Look, use discount code IWBCCR and get $100 off. That's right. Did you hear that? Hold the brakes. That's $100, folks. That's a lot of money. What trade show do you ever get $100 off? So there you have it. That is coming up. I will be there November 1st through the 3rd. And later in the show, we're going to tell you what we're doing there. We will be moderating several panels, not just one, not just two, not just three. You're going to see a lot of Dave Cooper while we're out there. And we are going to showcase all the people that are building it better. The stage is loaded with heavy hitters and the people that really care about this industry. So I am so looking forward to it. All right. So remember, IWBCCR to get your $100 off at IWBC at Greenville, expecting roughly 30,000 people. 30,000. That's a big trade show, everybody. And this is great because we're bringing offsite construction together, industrialized construction together with Greenbuild because they go together. And we're going to keep driving that conversation forward. All right, so let's get into it. We are going to cover what happened this past week and what we got coming up next week. Monday's a big day. Greg Ugaldi and Dr. Dietz. I get excited about this. Honestly, finally, we're making some progress. We're moving things along. We got the top people from the National Association of Home Builders on this show on our daily, weekly, monthly basis, whatever it is, whenever they want to. Because without them, we're not going very far. They're the biggest voice in Capitol Hill in Washington. They protect our rights. They don't pay me to say any of that. In fact, they don't pay me ever. Well, that's not true. Every once in a while. But the reality of it is, we need to all come together. We need to all start collaborating. We got to stop staying siloed, and we got to start showing up at all these events together and having those conversations. So, all right, let's hop into it. So how did we start our week? We did a recap of what happened at BCMC this past year. That's right. BCMC, which is put on by the SBCA. We did a short recap of some of the live walkthrough, some very important parts of that live walkthrough. We got MyTech coming up first, so why don't we show you a little bit about what MyTech had to say.
Active experience.
Yeah.
So these are all touchscreen driven, and this is really showing kind of what we're working on. And these are new development projects within our automation portfolio that are coming in 2020.
Let's walk over here. Can we touch the screen and actually?
So this is the 3D rendering of the next generation of our blade saw.
Yeah.
So in the years past, we physically had Gen 1 saw blade here.
Okay.
This is a representation of blade Gen 2, which is the next version of this saw, and the screen is all very interactive, so you just kind of walks you through the saw, the capabilities, what it looks like from kind of the in-feed, the user interaction, and what we're upgrading and improving upon from Blade Gen 2. So there's some live videos you can walk through on this, shows kind of the configurability of the system and really what's new and coming, and gives our customers some idea of what is in the pipeline for us moving forward.
There you have what is in the pipeline moving forward. So there was a quick little run through. There was a lot of this. There was a lot of technology. There was a lot of digital twins. There was a lot of BIM, right? There is a lot of building it virtually before we build it physically. And we got to remember that. That's where the time savings, the cost savings come in. The technology exists, folks. You're going to hear this a lot in a lot of the upcoming talks that we're going to show on this show here in just a few moments. But we need to embrace what already exists and bring it into our industry. And there's so many people that are doing it so well that it just, I can't stand it. It's really starting to come together. So let's keep going on this. We got about another 15 minutes of these videos to get through, not just with MyTech though. We got several.
And really trying to show the capabilities of what open web floor systems can truly provide. Yeah. The builder, but also the subcontractors that they're working with. So the open web, whether it's through a traditional wood web floor truss or it's the metal web posi strut option, just gives everyone gives the trades an opportunity to get on and off the site faster.
Gives the trades an opportunity to get on and off the sites faster, right? And again, how do we do more with less? That's a big part of the conversation that's happening out there. So we're going to keep driving this forward. All right. So that was a little bit of MyTech. If you want to watch the full thing, that was Monday's expert interviews. Us live at BCMC. In case you missed it, we're trying to start pull the highlights out every week on Coffee with Dave. It's a new format for us. We've been working on over the last couple of weeks. So this is really becoming the cliff notes of what you missed, but not everything. So you're going to have to go back and watch our channel, which, by the way, is getting over 10,000 hours watched every month. Yeah, I said that. 10,000 hours watched every month. How cool is that? All by the experts like yourselves out there. So, and I will say good morning to a bunch of you. I see you putting some comments in the chat section. So I really appreciate that. And if you are watching, if you're new, let us know you're new. You know, on this channel, when you write in the comments, people are paying attention and they want to do business. They want to learn more about what you do, what your product is, how it helps them or their companies, or how they partner together to drive this industry forward. So this isn't just about talking and chatting with Dave and saying, hey, Dave, it's so-and-so. This is about having a conversation, letting me know who you are, because I love it when you guys chat and let me know that you're out there. But I really love it when you say, hey, listen, you know, I met so-and-so on your show and we've been doing business together. That's what it's all about. That's the collaboration that we do. All right, next up, let's talk about robots. Let's talk about automation. Let's talk about blown-in insulation that's part of the production line with Randec.
Automatic insulation.
So wait a minute, you got a robot that's going to put in the insulation on the line?
And blow-in insulation, yes.
Blown insulation.
Actually, I have it on a video here. You can see it later on.
Yeah, we'll come and get some of that video and show that. Yeah.
It's fully automatic. Features 2 filling plates with 1 hopper. So the whole idea is to be able to speed up the process. So in a fast-moving production line, you can actually, in just 1 element length, be able to fully automate the installation process, which is a kind of dirty job, right?
Yeah.
So, but with conventional equipment, you would need 2 table lengths or 2 element lengths.
Right.
So, and you also with robots, you get the flexibility, as we always say. We can have offline service position. Yep. You don't have to crawl into the machine to service the stuff, and so it's been popular. We already sold quite a few in Europe.
Installation, like sheetrock on a factory line, is time consuming. This is what's so powerful about the show, is just learning about who has what technology they're doing, how they're doing it. You know, and the technology's out there now where they're actually doing spray foam technology on the lines as well. So there's all kinds of great products coming out in the market. Some of which, if you search hard enough, you're going to find right in our catalog on our YouTube channel. So if you are not subscribed, shame on you. By now, you should be subscribed. We love our subscribers. We need to keep growing and doing this together. So let's hear a little bit more from Randec. What do you say?
See a rapid change here in the US for technology.
Yeah, you're seeing a rapid change, right? This is a great,
definitely.
yeah.
The labor shortage, many company wants to go for prefabrication and automation, so we're trying to driving the change. Yeah.
Driving the change, that's a whole conversation right there, and what the opportunities are, not only here in the United States, but how is it different from Europe, and a lot of you have traveled the world. A lot of you have been overseas to Europe and elsewhere. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments. What is the biggest difference? What do you see as the biggest difference? What do you see as the biggest difference? I can tell you from our perspective, we will be in Europe all of July and some of August. Well, I should say most right after the 4th, traveling and showcasing education for the trades, manufacturing, whether it's panelized, modular, mass timber, CLT. That's right. We're going to showcase all that. And then we're going to showcase robotics. We're going to showcase hardware. And we're going to show you some new panel systems that I pretty much guarantee you didn't even know is getting ready to come out of the woodworks. There's some really good stuff happening. Super excited about it. So let's hear a little bit more about what Randak has said. We might even visit Randak when we're over there.
I mean, the labor shortage is driving that change.
Yeah.
To come over that, you need technology, you need prefabrication. And I mean, if in the United States, if I have the right figures, we are producing about 1 million homes every year.
Yep.
And 100,000 of them is prefabricated. And the rest is stick
right.
building.
Yeah, that's about right.
I mean, that's changing.
Yeah, so it is changing, but there's some numbers for you. Now, I didn't verify those numbers, so if you're going to light me up on the numbers or what have you, that's fine. But, when you talk, and we have Greg Ugaldi and Dr. Dietz on Monday, and we had Dr. Dietz, who you will see on NBC, Fox, you name it, all the news channel. He is the head economist for housing. So he travels a lot. He's speaking a lot, and he's on the news a lot. And Dr. Dietz is not saying, do we have a 5 million home shortage? Do we have a 7 million home shortage? Or is it 1 million? Or is it 2 million? Because is anybody counting the ADUs that are flooding the market right now and some of these other things? I'm not really sure anybody has an accurate count, but we do know it's a lot. I do know from traveling across this country on our Build It Better show that there is a homeless crisis like no others. I do know that the affordability of housing and what we live in is tougher than ever these days, for sure. So I don't know. I wish there was an easier way to figure all of this stuff out. All right, let's keep going now. We're going to Tovey. Now, this is in Sayville, Ohio, at their manufacturing facility. We had to sit down and at last minute, because of internet issues, we moved to the conference room and set it all up with Russ and Todd Tober. And I will tell you this. The following day, we were on a 5-story job site. We were swinging panels. We were showing how it was done, what the system is that they're using, and we're putting together a ton of videos for all of you out there. I think this is going to be some of our best stuff yet. We're really hopefully dialing this in to bring you the right information, the right education of the videos, and you got to stay tuned. They have AR, they have augmented reality, VR, all of that. I was walking through parts of a building that were virtual, and I could see where all the plumbing, electrical, even the toilets were. We were joking. When you look in the toilet, it should say hello or something like that. All right, let's hear a little bit about this conversation, and then stay tuned for some more of the on-site stuff and a factory tour.
Todd Tober, I'm the president of all the Tober companies, which are, we are a general contractor, a commercial general contractor. That's how we started. And that was in 2013. We became a developer of affordable housing in 2016. We're on our fourth LIHTC is low-income housing tax credit project. And from those two sort of synergies, we said, well, we need to find a more efficient way to deliver construction product and more specifically affordable housing. And so from that sort of spawned this idea of modular. Russ came on board about 5 years ago, and together we've been working to develop the prototypes of what our modular projects and our panelization initiative and really just trying to pull all these ideas together and make them into a reality.
Make them into a reality. So, all right, listen, we got a little bit more from Toby coming up as well. I do want to say, I see there's some new folks in the audience as well. We're going to give you guys a call out. If you are new to this show, write it in the comments. Let us know, because you will be surprised with the 10,000 hours of this video getting watched. There's a lot of people out there that will connect with you over time as they watch these videos, and doing business is what we are all about. So, Toby, man, what an awesome facility, right? We're not talking over the top high tech. We're not talking any of that. What we are talking is, shifting and having the ability to build panels or to build modular volumetric. That's how they're filling their line gaps and what they're doing, and it is becoming very successful for them. Wait until you see the factory walkthrough come out, in a few weeks here, and hopefully less than that by the time we get done editing. They're already busting at the seams with storage and space and where things need to go. And wait until you see the job site tour that we did. We did it live, and we did it live. We didn't do it live on the show, but we're going to bring that to you as well. All right, here's some more of that conversation from Toby.
You have come up with a system that allows you to do that mid-rise building with the light gauge steel.
Yes, with a full floor system as well. Our modular systems, right now we have engineering that proves 22 stories. Light gauge steel as high as you want to go.
22 stories. How does that pencil out for you when you're looking at your projects?
It gives me a little heartburn to go that high, but it's something we're going towards. But as far as penciling projects, we're hearing pretty astronomical cost right now. In this, in the past 16 months, the economy has really driven material costs and labor costs up to a point where most market rate or even affordable housing projects don't pencil. So thank goodness we started this 5 years ago, because we are now poised and in a position to deliver those projects for 10 to 15% less cost.
There you have it. 10 to 15% less cost. Guess what's so great about this conversation in my mind? People are eating their own pudding. Isn't that what they say? Eat your own pudding? Yeah, that's right. Todd Tober, not only is he a manufacturer owner, he has incorporated it into his own developments. When you start seeing developers use their own product from their manufacturing facilities, that should be a pretty wide-eyed opening thing happening, especially when it's somebody like Todd that has a lot of experience, not new out of the gate on these things. So I love it. All right, here's a little bit more.
What are some of the myths that are out there or that you have heard of that just don't exist? What are people afraid of when it comes to moving into offsite construction?
You want to talk about that one?
Myths, I'm not quite sure, other than people think it's an inferior product because they don't understand it, they don't get it. The biggest challenge I see, or the biggest thing that most people don't get, is it's that comfort level. Once you get outside of your comfort level, you're able to grow, you're able to learn, you're able to do better, so to speak. So if people aren't comfortable understanding what offsite is or how they can leverage that to help their job site, whether it's schedule, whether it's labor, whether it's finance, they're never going to do it. They're going to fall back to, this is what my father did. This is what my grandfather did, the times of old. And that works until it doesn't. And we're getting to that point right now with labor forces being where they're at. You've got 5 people from the trades retired to every one that's getting in. It's just a massive labor shortage, and being able to use offsite and be able to use different things that can be prefabricated will greatly impact.
Yeah, greatly impact. The myths of offsite construction, we know they run rampant, but we also know that those myths are caused by the lack of knowledge, right? And people not understanding exactly what industrialized construction is, what offsite construction is, what volumetric truly is, what's the difference between HUD code and our IRC code and all that stuff. So, but we're doing it. That's why we're on this show, and that's why we keep talking about it, and that's why so many of you, like Stephen Basic, I see out there, is educating the world on a daily basis. And if I think I saw something right, Steve, you're building on a beautiful lake or a beautiful river. The River House, I think, is what it was called. I know. Don't worry, man. I follow what you do. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So, gotta love it. Every time Steve joins us, Steve has his own show. He has the Build Show. They have their podcast. If you don't know Stephen Basic and you are new to this show, that is somebody you want to follow, especially if you want to learn how to design it better. Him and his daughter. You got to check it out. All right, let's keep rocking on because now we're on Friday. Feels like it was only this morning, but it was yesterday. Hanging out with Mark Bare Naked Willie, Sean St. Omar joining us on the show. And guess what? We had a bunch of pop-in guests. I can't get through all those guests. I apologize. We picked a few parts of it out. But guess what? It's all right on the YouTube channel. Just go back there and check it out. You'll be able to watch all of it. Here you go.
I'm here at FIASCon. We are in the 312. It's been a week of education, a week of product knowledge, plenty of time to meet people. It's been 7 a.m. breakfast until whatever time the day ends. And Sean St. Omar came in from British Columbia, and we're having a great time with the Passive House community, Dave.
Yeah. All right, so that's the intro. So let's get into it. You're going to see some familiar faces on here. You'll see some that you probably haven't seen before, but they're all building it better. This year's Passive House, this FIASCon, I should say, that's going on in Chicago, Mark Willie's backyard, which makes him super happy. And he had like 3 or 4 presentations himself. And I know he's a little stressed about it. It's a lot of work. I know how that goes, but I heard it was amazing. But this is where some of the greatest minds when it comes to building science come together. They love to talk about it. They geek out on it. And when I say geek, they geek out on it. And they like to have a good party too. And I know they were doing that as well. So I would be willing to bet a lot of them are tired today. All right, let's keep going.
But the accelerator, this is kind of a milestone for us. We have our first printed copy of Passive House Accelerator magazine that's available.
Blow it up.
Very, very nice. And
Let's
yeah.
see. Wow.
Resilience, restoration, and rebuilding. This conference is so much fun every year. This is, some of the greatest minds in high performance building design and construction. Last night, Michael Ingwe and I had the honor of emceeing the design awards here, and it was really inspiring to see the level of work that's now being produced from single family to new and retrofit to low rise, multifamily to high rise and commercial. These are really significant projects now that are happening in their Passive House. So, we're just reflecting back on the last kind of 10 years where we all were, 10 years ago compared to now. It's just night and day. So it's
night and day where we were 10 years ago to now. And he's absolutely right. You got states like New York, Massachusetts starting to adapt Passive House. Not the full version of it, but they are starting to adopt quite a bit of it. They've done some of their own research and testing. So that's awesome that they have gotten this far in only 10 years. And I love the fact that they're coming out with a magazine. Ken Semler, look, you got other people following in your footsteps, my friend. If you don't know Ken's magazine, you should check that out as well. Because listen, press, online, virtually, augmented reality, we needs to be everywhere. Is that how they say it? We needs to be everywhere. Let's keep going. And then we'll get
the
to
gist
all
of
you
my
in the
talk
audience.
was a kind of a 3-step plan to cater more to my generation in terms of Passive House and how we can really scale and blow this up. So the first thing we need to do is put our money where our mouth is and start advertising like crazy. We need to keep it short and simple and just put it all out there. The second is we need to prioritize it within the climate community because especially in urban areas like New York, it's a really big issue. And although it's, I think it's about 40% of emissions globally, in New York, it's 70%, which is a lot. So when you're talking about climate change, you really have to prioritize Passive House, and we know why. We have the stats, and we have to spread them. And then the third and final step is scale it like crazy. We need to have it all ready because if we, pump all this out there and have it all, ready enough, that's not good enough. We need to be ready for all of this to just blow up overnight because that's what we really need to do. And that's the 3-step plan.
The 3-step plan. What's so great about Dylan? Dylan is, maybe still is, or was the youngest Passive House certified consultant out there. That's right. I think he's I kind of get it wrong. I think he was 14, maybe younger. That's right. But if you don't know his father from Ingui Architects, well, maybe you'll understand why. Two super smart folks doing it in New York City, Brooklyn, that whole area. They're awesome. If you don't know them, you need to look them up. You will learn a ton from them as well. All right, we got a few more to go, and then we're going to get to everybody in the audience here.
The people that are not using Passive Purple, or do you put them in a headlock and tell them you're going to feed them to the goats?
That's what Alex is here for, the enforcer.
Yeah.
So, turning every house purple one at a time, mate. You know how it is.
Right. So listen, tell everybody real quick. You don't just have the Passive Purple. You have several products. Let everybody know what you do. If you haven't been able to tell, they speak proper English. They're from England, so just
I
so
wouldn't
we know
say
what that.
proper English, but it's somewhere in the middle there, mate. We do, we're intelligent applied membranes. So we do internal vapor control. We do external vapor control. So we do both breathable and non-breathable membranes. We do waterproofing membranes, and we also do protection membranes. So you can install your windows. We've got spray protection. You can spray on it, leave it for 2 years, peel it off, and you've got a brand new window. And then we also have our charity range of protection, which is called Fuck Off Cancer. And that's what the key is. Just behind me, which is Bob Kelly. So
I don't know the fashion guy.
We've been staying with him for 2 days. No, 2 days for the last week, and I think he's nearly killed me. So
These guys are lovely boys. I'm going to adopt them.
How you doing, Bob? Good to see you.
Oh, it's great, Dave. Good to see you.
Yeah. Best flashing guy in the world.
We're on good hands.
So tell me, are you guys learning anything while you're there, or are you just having a good time?
Oh, we're learning a lot, and we're having a great time.
All right. So learning a lot and having a great time. So we're going to do, I think we got one more after this, and then we're going to get to the comments. So if you're out there and you're watching this and there's some things you want to know, put them in the comments, or if there's people you want to know, put them in the comments, and we'll see if we can help you out there. And also we'll be talking about what's coming up at IWBCC in San Francisco, because we are heading there. That's right. There you go. One more little plug. I am moderating the keynote session for Vaughn Buckley, for Jerry McCaughey, and then I have 2 full panels that I will be moderating out at IWBCC this year. So, hey, listen, this moderating stuff, I love it. I love putting these people and having these people on stage and introducing them. It's what we do. We promote others, and we have a lot of fun doing it. There you go. Ticker across the bottom. So, get your $100 off. Stephen Basic, come on, man. There's $100 off just for you. I said Steve Basic may come to the IWBCC show if I get $100 off. Well, there it is, $100 off your admission. Last minute. Who gets last minute $100 off? And on top of that, this is the biggest show there ever was. And there are more vendors this year than ever before. 30,000 plus people going to this show. It'd be a shame if you all missed it. All right, couple more and we're done here.
How's it going for you, Etsy?
Last one.
It's going super well. I mean, it's you've been with us last year in Tarrytown, New York, and the crowd is fantastic. Now it's even more urgent than ever to really address the climate crisis we are in, and in particular, the energy dependency on fossil fuels. We had an amazing keynote speak by Andreas Holm, which is a researcher that consults with the German government. And in Europe, we have a huge crisis, as you know, due to the Ukraine war. So it really opened up my eyes that we need to transition our energy source, our energy supply. And therefore, I feel energized. The purpose got reignited, another firework that happened, and it's really amazing to see. This conference is 600 people strong right now. It's a growing movement. I'm really, really excited, and if you haven't checked it out, do it now. This is the future, and we need to move fast. So you know me, Dave. I love this. This gives a lot of purpose to my life, and I think once people start to look into it more, it will give more purpose to theirs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, everybody, if you don't know Etienne Gubler, CEO, SIGA North America, not only is he a hard worker, but you have grown the North American market I mean, to a large scale. And I just think the world should know that you have taken something here in America that comes from your home country, right, of Switzerland, brought it here to help us build it better. And you build a team of people because it's your team that helps everybody become successful. So congratulations on that, first and foremost. And second, dude, you're looking good with the facial hair.
What's up, Dave?
Hey, how are you?
Great. Having a blast at FiestCon. How are you? We miss you.
I'm not having a blast at FiestCon, but I wish I was.
Me too. I wish you were here. We miss you.
I said the same thing. Give him a hard time.
All right, there you go. All right, that is today's highlights from what you missed this past week. And then let's just talk about Monday, October 31st, the recession question with Greg Ugaldi and Dr. Dietz, Chief Economist, National Association of Home Builders. You do not want to miss Monday's show. There's a lot of people already signed up for this show. If you want to hear straight from the top, straight from Washington, D.C., if you want to hear straight from the Treasury Department, probably, maybe pushing the Treasury Department. But if you want to hear, you better be on the show Monday. These are the folks that update the president, secretary of housing, stand on the biggest stages in the world when it comes to housing and policies, politically speaking as well. They do a lot for our industry. So super excited to have them on Monday, October 31st. That's right. Day after tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time. All right. Now, coming up, we're leaving also to go to San Francisco. I don't know if I said it before, right? IWBCC, $100 off. It's right there. Sign up. I want you to come and visit us and join us. On the first day, on November 2nd, we will be moderating Von Buckley's keynote, Tomorrow's Opportunity in Offsite Construction. The following day, at Thursday, November 3rd, Jerry McCahey, productizing multifamily modular construction. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind. That's the track coming up that we will do at 11 a.m. to 12:30. Track 2, I'll be moderating that one. Got ahead of myself there. And then we also have Jerry McCahey on Thursday, November 3rd, 1:30 to 2:30. If it's not a system, it's not a solution. I don't even know. Where's my, that's right. If it's not a system, it's not a solution. Jerry McCahey says this and talks about this better than anybody in the world. You do not want to miss it. And we have another panel that we're moderating. Is offsite construction ready for automation? If you're out there and you want to know who's on these panels, I can pull that up as well and share that with you if you so would like that. More than happy to. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that. So you go who you're going to see or who you're going to miss while we're out there. So let's just take a look at this real quick so I can show everybody. I had to duck down to look in there. Here you go. It's right here on the screen. Let me move a couple things around so I can do two things at once. All right. Productizing multifamily modular construction. Helena Lidlow and Sarah Ann Logan from the VBC team. That's right. Volumetric modular customization and productization. We're going to have Patrick Chenard, founder and VP of market strategy and communications from Element 5. And of course, I will be moderating that panel. So super excited for that. And we talked about good old Von Buckley up above as well. Let's see, where's Von? Here he is. Here's Von here. So that's going to be another great conversation. And then also, is offsite construction ready for automation? As you see right here, that's going to be with Steve Glenn. Plant Prefab. Do you know Steve Glenn? If you don't know Steve Glenn, you got to know Steve Glenn. Super awesome guy. Ben Hershey, Forward Solutions Group. That's right. Ben's not only been a big supporter of the Dave Cooper Live show and helping us all to build it better. Ben is a practitioner in this industry. He owned factories. He sold factories. Now he helps people around the world grow. There is no better person, in my humble opinion, than Ben Hershey with all of that. Oh, and then we got Ola Skoklund going to be joining us from Randeck. Guess what? You just saw Ola. I just played a video, Ola, a little bit ago. Automation and offsite manufacturing. Why should our industry be different? And then, of course, I'll be moderating that one as well. So as you can see, it is action-packed. The biggest names, the biggest hitters in our industry. And we're super excited to be able to have that right here on Dave Cooper Live. All right. Enough about me. Let's see what's going on in the chats. In the audience. Hey, Banu Dadlani. I know you put it there. Banu Dadlani. I think I got it right. Banu Dadlani. How are you? Good to see you. Looking forward to your show at Autovol in Idaho when they are automated with KUKA technology. Nobody is doing this. Good morning. Your show is good. Yeah, that KUKA technology is really going to be great, right? We had that on the show, Banu, and I appreciate you tuning in and supporting us. And I can't wait to go out there and show it as well. We're going to have to talk about that and coordinate it. We've done some great shows with Autovol and the team out there. Awesome culture. I cannot wait to go out there again and spend time with them personally and professionally, for sure. George Ryman in the house. What's happening? Good morning, George. I see you're back on Twitter. I saw your comment there. Elon Musk owns it. So George is back. I'll have to look you up on that platform. Yeah, look us up. We don't get a whole lot of Twitter comments, or maybe they don't come through on the show. But I have to tell you, we're live on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. We're there. So it'd be really cool if some of you were out there tweeting us. But first, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yes, indeed. All right, we got Dale Frederick. Good morning from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Dale, I didn't know you were in Myrtle Beach. My folks live in Surfside. We're down there quite regularly, so that's good to have a friend in Myrtle Beach. Yeah, we're down in Surfside. Close. Well, I guess it's definitely a Surfside address, but love going down to Myrtle's Inlet and eating all that good food. Always, always good. Dale's a first time here, component sales manager for the Building Center, opening our third truss plant in South Carolina, April 2023. Really? Your third truss plant in South Carolina? Awesome. Well, as that's growing and you guys are doing that, let us know. We are all over the country all the time. If we're in the area, it may be fun to stop by and showcase what you're doing, whether you're panels or trusses and you're the component side. Huge supporters. As long as we're building it better, that's what we care about in this show, and keep driving it forward. So, Dale, thanks for tuning in with us and following along. And for those of you out there, if you don't know Dale, give him a big welcome and touch base with them. It's always good to know people in this industry. Dale says, speaking of lack of labor, throughput in North Carolina and South Carolina, the builders are all turning to wall panels due to the lack of labor. Yeah, I mean, listen, what else are you going to do? You can't keep building the way we're building, right? Clearly, it's not working. Look at what we have going on across this country, if not around the world. So that's not a surprise to me at all. That's the way it's going to go, and it's going to keep going that way. Now, offsite construction is not solving everything. Nope. Industrialized construction, not solving everything. We're still going to need master carpenters and master plumbers and all of those things that go with it. It's going to help us be better. It's going to help us build more with less. It's going to help us be more efficient. It's going to reduce our reliability. It's going to reduce our risk. It's going to put more money back in our stakeholders' pockets. And if you're a manufacturer owner or systems owner or component owner, it's going to put more money in your pockets as well. This is the way it's going. It's going to be a lot of fun. Super, super pumped about it. Speaking of IBS coming up, we haven't even talked about IBS yet. Greg will be on the show Monday. So we're going to have to talk about that, Greg, on the show, IBS, and an update from Kansas, because we just had the board meetings in Kansas. And as you saw, Greg, I was on location, so I wasn't able to fulfill my commitment and be at the subcommittee. But by golly, I'm pushing and grinding it every day on this channel. National Association of Home Builders has been a great support, and so is Greg. A great week, and we'll see you Monday. You have such a great-looking studio. Yeah, it's getting there, right? We're trying, man. You know, it's come together. I got some pictures on the wall. That's an old Army painting that a buddy did. That's my brother and myself on the right. He was a Marine. And then that's my grandfather looking down from the clouds. He was a World War II vet. So, yeah, we got some stuff from our trip over there. So I don't know if you guys can all see that, but just trying to bring a little bit more personality into the studio now that we're not in the back of a motorhome traveling the country, which, by the way, I miss immensely. I miss seeing everybody on a regular basis. All right, we already saying hi to Mr. Steven Basic out there, who stops in and says hello to Jen, which is always nice. And he always says hi to me too. I won't take it personally. Nope. I won't take it personally, Steven. Nope. Nah, Steve's a good buddy, man. He's a Marine too, so I won't say anything bad about the Marines these days. That's for sure. All right. Jen says there's a LinkedIn user not popping up. Gave me the name. So let me go back in here. All right. Arash. Does FIAS have any systems or components certifier or anyone like the thousands of people who form the is that PHI, I guess? I don't know the answer to that, Arash, but if you're out there and you're watching this, Mark, Willie, others, you should reach out to them, Arash, and ask them. Send them a LinkedIn. They'll be able to be the best ones to tell you that. But does FIAS have any system or component certifier? I don't know if they have a system or component certifier, but that is an amazing question. I guess the principles would still be the same, right? I mean, they'd have to meet the same principles. It's just a matter of how do you certify it from a factory perspective or a field installation perspective? Or am I not understanding your question? Interesting. Love it, love it, love it. All right, all right. Passive House Institute. Oh, got it. PHI. I'm not even thinking. You're right. That is Passive House Institute. Thank you, Jennifer, for keeping my mind going. As you can see, I got a lot going on when I'm doing these shows. Sometimes it doesn't click right away. Banu, he says, looking forward to your show from San Francisco. Thank you, sir. I am looking forward to being there. Are you going to be there? I'm just curious. Will you be in San Francisco? Let me know. If you're going to be in San Francisco, let me know in the comments, or you can send me a private DM if you're not interested in putting your name out there, because there are some people that are just here for the knowledge, the information, and to keep moving their businesses forward. So, all right. Dale Frederick says, yum. Panels and trusses, and you are welcome anytime. I appreciate that. And then we have this last comment is less labor building more, and building better housing needs a system like SIP. And that's Will Brennan. Yeah, that's just a setting on your LinkedIn that doesn't let third parties read your name. So Will Brennan says less labor building more and better housing needs a system like SIP. Yeah, of course. I'm a big fan of SIP. I think SIP is also another way of building it better and taking things to the next level. How'd we do today? Everybody okay with all that content? It was a ton of content today. So again, just let us know if you like the way we're doing our content now. We're trying to simplify some of this stuff. We're trying to build our community and keep everything growing. So 45 minutes, man, I do talk too much. Or do I? Listen, everybody. I think unless there is something else coming in, let me just take a quick flyby in the chats here, make sure I did not miss anything. Yeah, Stephen Basic said it was the Riverside project. He just got home, spent the week fishing the Mississippi Delta. Stephen, is that your fishing trip with Jake Bruton? I think I recall you guys talking about doing an annual fishing trip. I would like to be a fly on the wall on that one sometime. And hey, Rudy Luckhist. Hey, good morning, America. Greetings from Tel Aviv, Neo Prefab. Well, Neo Prefab, we should talk, Rudy. Send me a private DM if you're looking at this. So nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. That's what I mean. We have a global audience, and we're going to be in Europe, not going to be in your neck of the woods this trip around, but all of July and some of August, we will be in Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and what did I say? Italy, Germany, Switzerland, Austria. I think that's it, right? Did I miss any, Jen? So looking forward to that. Maybe we'll be able to run across some of all of you out there as well, which would be great. So love it. All right. Well, listen, everybody, that's pretty much a wrap from the new studio that we're building out. It's getting a little bit better. We're trying really hard to make that happen. That's really it for today. So listen, one last time, make sure that you all get your $100 off from IWBCC. We will be there. You want to go. You want to go to IWBCC. You're getting $100 off right here on Dave Cooper Live. So we love it. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll talk to you later. See ya.